you. Madam Speaker, I rise in recognition of Transgender Day of Remembrance. In 1999, Rita Hester, a transgender woman, was murdered in Alston, a neighborhood in my district, the Massachusetts 7th. In response to this horrific tragedy, this day was created to memorialize the loss of her life and far too many others due to transphobic violence. The cruelty of transphobia is a threat that we must confront and root out wherever it exists, whether in music or on television or in the hallowed halls of the nation's capital. There is no place for hatred because someone is brave enough to show up exactly as they are and to live their truth. Yet in 2021, we have seen at least 46 transgender or gender nonconforming people killed. We have been robbed of at least 46 souls, disproportionately Black and Latinx trans women, and these are only the ones that have been properly reported. On the floor of Congress, we speak their names: Tiana Alexander, Samuel Edmund Damian Valentine, Bianca Muffin Banks, Dominique Jackson, 50 Bands, Alexis Braxton, China Carrillo, Jeffrey J.J. Bright, Jasmine Kennedy, Jenna Franks, Diamond Kyrie Sanders, Rayana Pardo, Jada Peterson, Dominique Lucius, Remy Fennell, Tiara Banks, Natalie Smut, Iris Santos, Tiffany Thomas, Carrie Washington, Whispering Windbear Spirit, Sophie Vasquez, Danica Danny Henson, Serenity Hollis, Oliver Ollie Taylor, Thomas Harden, Poe Black, E.J. Boykin, Adeline Evans, Taya Ashton, Shai Vanderpump, Tierra Marie Lewis, Miss Coco, Pooh Johnson, Desaya Monet, Brianna Hamilton, Kier Cartier, Mel Goves, Royal Poetical Stars, Zoella Zoe Rose Martinez, Joe Acker, Jesse Hart, Ricky Atumoro, Markeisha Lawrence, Jenny D. Leon, and Jahira Dialto, who was murdered in my district. Jahira, a friend, a mother, and an activist who spoke out 22 years ago when Rita Hester was killed. As a survivor of domestic violence, she advocated for gender-affirming shelters and with kindness in her heart opened her home to queer and trans people with nowhere to go. Jahira Dialto's compassion will forever be her legacy, alongside her legendary status in the ballroom community for serving everyday realness. While we grieve the loss of loved ones, neighbors, and colleagues, we must hold space to celebrate their life and the differences they make in ours. Transgender people are community organizers, military soldiers, justice seekers that put their bodies on the line, domestically and abroad, to fight for a safe and equitable society. They are artists and healers and entertainers that nurture our soul and spread joy wherever they go. And most importantly, transgender people are beacons of hope and pillars of courage, serving as living testaments of what it means to be unapologetically you. While transphobia seeks to erase these myths, we must affirm the dignity of every member of the trans community. So I rise today to recognize Transgender Day of Remembrance and recommit myself to the work of justice and equity for all people, including my transgender siblings, in the movement for liberation. Our destinies are tied. I yield back.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman Pressley, and thank you for all your great work.
Thank you for your good work.
I will now yield to my colleague from the great state of California, the proud sister to a